Tune into Raising Wisdom, where we embark on a journey of enlightenment and introspection. Get ready to elevate your understanding, embrace life's challenges, and unlock the true potential of your being. Welcome to Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free, with Nico and Shani Poos, Wednesdays at 8. High vibrations. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. High vibrations.
High vibrations.
I was just asking Callie how the show was, how the comedy show was.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. Like, oh my God. I'm still kind of in awe of it.
That's wild. Y'all,
Yeah.
Shani and her love, Callie Bo, went to go see Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Didn't tell nobody. I wouldn't have been able to go no way.
We
But
could-
that is
we
so
couldn't
super
record-
cool.
We couldn't record inside anyway. Like, we couldn't have our phones
Oh,
out.
yeah. I know he don't allow that at his shows, which is dope. You need to enjoy the experience.
I think it's better that way, honestly. Like, you know, I'm always recording stuff, but being there, I could just be in the moment, you know?
In the moment, right.
Yeah. Instead of like, oh, I gotta get this, I gotta get that.
Yeah.
It was nice.
That's super cool. That
Yeah.
sounds like so exciting. And y'all pictures were cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back to Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. It is here we embark on a journey of enlightenment and introspection. Together we will navigate the complexities of life, seeking the elusive wisdom that enriches our minds and souls. So get ready to elevate your understanding, embrace life's challenges, and unlock the true potential of your being. High vibrations, I'm your girl Nico.
And I am your favorite podcast host, Shani from the Shani View.
I feel like we ain't seen each other in a long time.
Has it been? It's been like a week or two. When
Yeah,
did we
because
film in the studio? That was the 22nd.
yeah, because anytime we do the studio, it
At the
feels
end of
like
the month.
forever.
Yeah.
It's been would it be about 10 days?
Yeah. Okay. 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
That's why we get a little break from the live.
Yeah.
So this topic. Wait, before I get into all of that stuff, there's been a lot going on in the cosmos. Have you been paying attention?
Mm-mm.
You've been busy.
No, I've been trying to keep my head down. Like, I've been laying low. Like, I don't want no parts of anything negative that it got going on. Like, I just like,
No,
I don't see.
I don't think it's negative. Well, there was a full moon in Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
There can be nothing negative from Taurus. Okay. So no, I haven't felt any like crazy weird vibes. Just like this is my element. So
Right.
having
Okay.
order and organization and kind of reevaluating things
Right.
and making sure that, you know, everything's aligned. Like
Okay.
that's my element. So I don't know how I did for everybody else.
Right. So it hit everybody different all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if it do hit me, let me just let it pass on over. I ain't gonna pay attention. I'm good.
No, Shadi, no. You got to know what's coming so you can be prepared for it.
The only thing that I really do somewhat prepare for are the phases, are the moon phases. But as far as everything outside of that, that's not the basics, I don't know. Mm-mm.
Speaking of that, what are we looking at for our phase tonight?
Tonight we are experiencing the waning gibbous. During that, it's a time of release, gratitude, and introspection.
Release, gratitude, and introspection.
Yes, I like that word. So
Yeah.
introspection. So reflect on lessons learned and basically be in the attitude of gratitude.
Yes, ma'am. You know
Yeah.
the message for me all week. Last week, Wednesday actually, I had to bury a family member.
Yeah, you were
So
telling me about that. I'm sorry for the loss.
mhm, thank you. And the message there was about family sticking together. And then where else do we go? It was something else that transpired, and the message was about family and sticking together.
Okay.
And you know what that means for me, the things that I think about.
Right. Yeah.
Y'all, my life is a roller coaster. It's a beautiful one.
Being,
Baby.
being
Okay?
family oriented naturally.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. So, family, y'all, stick together. Try to. The best way you can, because you never know when it's somebody's time to go.
Everybody gotta go.
Yep.
Everybody.
I invited, and I don't want to come back. I'll come back as an ancestor in the background.
Yeah.
I love
I think everybody comes back as an ancestor. Like, even though we lose those people physically, I feel like they're always still here. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. I do too. And then I think some people have to try again.
you think so?
I do. Because energy doesn't die.
So that would mean, though, okay, so I do think that everyone is like reincarnated, right? You have to try again, and whatever those woes are that you experience, you gotta get it right this time around.
Yeah,
I think that's
different archetypes and
right. That's inevitable, right?
yeah.
But I still think there's like the energy outside of that where you can be in other places because it's multidimensional.
Right.
Don't get me started.
Okay. If you guys want to join this segment, we shall recreate another segment for you. Okay, that's for sure. Don't give me no ideas, because you know my mind can turn real quick. I've already been, and you know what? I've already been thinking about another segment.
In terms of what? Like,
I want to talk about everything metaphysical. I want to talk about everything spiritual. I want to talk about all those things.
You have to talk about metaphysical. You're the mad alchemist. That's part of your thing. So
right.
Yeah.
So coming soon.
Right. All right. What are we talking about tonight?
So we're talking about, our title for tonight is called The Narcissism Epidemic. This is going to be fun.
It's an epidemic, definitely. Because you mentioned the Dave Chappelle show that we went to last night.
Yeah.
One of the comedians talked about this.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I'm like, okay, really?
It's come up a few times, and I'm like, okay, first I was like, I need to promote my book. Right. And then it was like there was a situation with my homegirl. Oh, baby. And, yeah, she experienced the shenanigans. And, you know, we were talking about, like, the ins and outs of it and, like, you know, how to come back and all of that. So that was that. Yeah. And then it's another situation that, you know, has this whole situation behind it, too, as far as narcissism. Okay. So I was like, I am a survivor. Yeah. Of narcissistic abuse. High vibrations, everybody coming in. So yeah, and I know you've had your own experiences as well. Right. So let's break this whole thing down. All right. The point of this show is to give people the tools to be able to avoid or narcissistic behaviors, abuse, and to recognize when it's happening so that you can avoid it, right? Yeah. Cool beans. So
What's the definition of a narcissist?
What is a narcissist?
How
So a
can we
narcissist,
identify it?
well, a narcissist is someone who displays a personality disorder known as narcissistic personality disorder, also called NPD, right? They got acronyms, y'all. People with NPD often exhibit a pattern of behavior characterized by excessive self-centeredness, lack of empathy. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Grandiose.
Go on to get it.
Grandiosity. Manipulative behavior and fragile self-esteem. That's just 5 examples.
Right.
There are so much more. But those are like the top identifiers of we might be dealing with a narcissist here.
Right. So with those top 5 identifiers,
yeah,
we all may have those tendencies and or habits, but if you display those 5 on a consecutive, just continuous basis all the time, you just keep shifting through all of those all the time, then you do suffer from narcissistic personality disorder. But you can't display some of those. We all do. Everybody displays them at some point or another, but just not all the time.
Well, yeah, definitely, for sure. So I guess like we should give context to like the 5 examples that were given, right?
Okay.
So excessive self-centeredness.
Right.
I consider myself, I know I can be quite vain, but that's because I'm on the shit. Okay. However, when we're speaking about this, they have an inflated sense of their own importance and a strong desire for admiration and attention.
Right.
So nothing is off limits for this admiration and attention, and it's mostly very much low vibrational.
Right.
And the lack of empathy, which is really a big one, and that's when people kind of start getting the red flags on like, what is wrong with this person, right? So narcissists typically have difficulty understanding or caring about the feelings or needs of others. Y'all stay tuned because I got stories to share. And then the grandiosity, get me again. They may exaggerate their achievements, talents, and qualities and believe they are unique or superior to others. Just feeling the most.
That's superiority.
Manipulative behavior. Narcissists often use manipulation to achieve their goals, which can harm others emotionally or psychologically. Right. And then, of course, fragile self-esteem. How you gonna be doing all this and then you got a fragile self-esteem? You know what I'm talking about? Just crazy. Right. So despite their grandiose exterior, narcissists often have a fragile self-esteem that is easily wounded, leading to defensive or aggressive responses when criticized.
Yeah, their superpower is manipulation.
For sure. Like no other.
Right.
And
that's how they
like they plot, bro. Yeah. Like they plot.
They do. So what you say, they have like a closet personality? Or
for sure.
It's like they hide how they really are. So
they put on the face.
We're familiar with the overt narcissist. Everybody is.
There's an overt, there's the covert.
That's the little sneaky one though. Like they're still a narcissist, but they try to be sneaky about it. This stuff can either come from childhood or it's just a mental disorder that they have. Nothing necessarily happened to trigger it.
So we're gonna get to that too, because it's science to this thing. High vibrations. What's going on, y'all? Thank you so much for joining Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. So it's important to note that narcissism exists on a spectrum. So like that's what we're talking about as far as the covert, over, all of that stuff.
Right.
And not everyone who displays narcissistic traits actually have NPD, like what you were just stating. So the term narcissist is commonly used to describe people with a range of self-centered and manipulative behaviors. A formal diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder should be made by a mental health professional, of course. So that goes into, how do we know that, well, how does someone become a narcissist?
It could be in childhood, only good things were rewarded. So that's where their grandiose mindset comes from. Like, they exaggerate things because as a child, things weren't really good enough. They were never good enough.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
So early childhood experiences, many experts believe that early childhood experiences can shape narcissistic traits. Children who experience excessive pampering or experience excessive pampering or excessive criticism, or who are consistently made to feel that they must be exceptional to be loved, may be more prone to developing narcissistic characteristics. So this makes things like kind of weird, because it's almost like, dang, they had to go through a certain type of abuse in order to become the abuser.
Yeah.
Because it stems, if it's dealing with early childhood experiences, then it's that. But then you also got biological factors, which I didn't know about.
Okay.
Genetics may play a role in a predisposition to narcissistic traits. Research suggests that there might be a genetic component that makes some individuals more susceptible to developing NPD.
Right.
That is also interesting, because it's like, if you're a narcissist, then you can pass it down. But I guess that works with anything, though. If you're an alcoholic, then you can pass that down as well in your genetics, because what you do, how you are, is a part of your DNA. So, of course, anything about you, you can pass down. So, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a trait.
Yeah. So, I know y'all want to know real stuff, right? Okay, I had to reposition.
I only experienced one true narcissist in my life, and never again, ever.
So, like, when I was experiencing, before I dived in, well, no, I'll go ahead and share. So, I didn't know what was happening. I was so confused.
Gonna catch you off guard.
I was confused, because I'm like, what is this? And, they prey on people that have good hearts, and they prey on people that, like, they'll pretty much study you to see, like, what your weaknesses are. Yes. And they camouflage themselves to become whatever it is that you're looking for. Very deceptive, right? So, it throws you off, because, like, what they'll do is, like, this whole love bombing thing, right? Where they're like, okay, they listen to all the things that you want, you're intelligent, and they're like, okay, well, I'm just going to emulate that,
right,
and show this person that I can give you that, and then I'm going to play with you a little bit for fun.
Right. But that's one of the first or the biggest red flags on being able to identify them.
Yeah.
Is the love bombing.
The love bombing, and then the kind of like it's almost emotionally abusive, because they withhold communication, or they withhold emotional, what's the word? Availability.
Right.
When, say, you're trying to figure out who this person is, like, oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about.
They're aloof.
Aloof is a very, very great word for this. So recognizing that you are a victim of narcissistic abuse can be challenging, but here is some common signs that help you identify this type of abuse, because if you are involved with a narcissist, and let's be very clear, this does not have to be just somebody that you're with. This can definitely be someone. Yeah, this can be your parents. This can be, family members, friends, which I hate it for people in those kinds of situations. Because, dang, you got to deal with them all the time. Like, that's wild. You have to definitely, like, figure out a way to be able to separate yourself for sanity purposes, I would imagine. Because some people are in, like, long relationships, dealing with this situation with narcissism or narcissism abuse, narcissistic abuse for years. Yeah. Do you know what that does to someone?
Most people that do deal with narcissists on a long-term basis, they usually suffer from what is it called? When you just codependency. Codependency. That's a codependent person with a narcissist. Oh my God, they have a field day.
I'm telling you, like, the things that I learned with the narcissist, because I unfortunately definitely was a victim of that shenanigans, and my heart was in the right place, poor baby. But again, like, those were during the times that I was wearing my heart on my sleeve. I didn't really know how to guard my heart or protect myself. I was just kind of out there thinking that, this was a good person too, and they really loved me.
You're like, how could a person do something so bad?
Yeah, how could you ever do anything? You wouldn't know it. Girl, please. Let me tell y'all. Okay, I'm gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all. Okay, so we were the narcissist that I was dealing with. So this man, we done went to St. Thomas, one of my favorite places to go. Okay, shout out to St. Thomas. Child, we done got married with no marriage certificate. He didn't convince me. Yes, no, it's between me and God. What?
Oh,
listen.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That does exist, right? And that's like during like the point where I was kind of like still a little baby in my spiritual journey, trying to figure out things and all of that stuff. And it's a lot of things that I still very much subscribe to. I don't believe in the government being all up in your business. However, it went from literally as the sun fell, so did everything. It just completely went down. It was beautiful. The ocean, it was gorgeous. And then came nighttime, honeymoon time. Tell me why I was walking by myself. This man left me. He got real drunk, and he became the other person, and he left me. Yes.
Why you in another country?
Yes. Well, he didn't leave me in the country.
No, not.
But he left me.
But he left you while y'all were in another country. This is foreign land.
Yes. Because he was inviting other people into our business and entertaining another young lady. It was very inappropriate. And so no, she wasn't with us. She was there at the spot we were at. Girl, I was brokenhearted.
Oh
I didn't. Yes, y'all. Like when I tell you, I have like stories and stories and stories. Yes. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And so for me, I was trying to search myself, like, what did I do wrong? Like, what is the problem? Like, why would he just, all these extra, things? Because I could not, for the life of me, I did not understand. I couldn't add it up to like how quickly things turned.
Thinking like that.
No, not at all. I was not at all. We just got off the phone with families, all of this stuff. It was a whole situation, y'all. Anywho, later on, not that much later, but I realized that I was dealing with a narcissist.
Okay.
Because there were patterns of that kind of behavior.
I was going to ask, like, how did you, what made you come to terms that this person was a narcissist?
Because the patterns weren't normal. You know how you dealing with a dude, you know what I'm saying? And they be moody or, something going on or whatever. They just being dudes, right?
Right.
It wasn't that. it
Okay.
was different. It was like a sinister type of
Okay.
situation. Almost like it was, there were times where I would just be devastated because I'm not understanding what's happening. And of course, I want to be a good wife. I want to do all these things. Y'all, this marriage don't count. So don't count this. Don't count
So
this.
you know what? I
This marriage
think
don't
that is
count.
one. It don't count.
No.
A narcissistic trait is that they want to confuse you. They want to keep you
Well,
confused.
this is what I'm about to say. Well, he would smirk. Like, he would kind of smirk at me. I will never forget it. I never want to see him in life again. However, it was so sinister, so deceptive, and like it was a very interestingly awful experience. I
Mm.
just don't wish it on anybody. But that's how I came out through my healing process. That's how I ended up writing
Okay.
the book. hmm
Okay.
That's
Okay.
where all of that stuff came from.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. When I was having that miscarriage and all of that stuff, yes, girl.
That would do a lot to a
Yes,
person.
I'm calling this fool. Like, where you at? He went to a party first. Came to the house, child, and showed me a gun that he got, and laughed about it, and said, "Oh, I brought this for you. I got this for you." I had to go to the party first. I was coming.
What? Yeah. Don't hand me that
I
gun.
can laugh about this now, and this is because it's my job. Like, I know my purpose, and one of
Yeah.
those is to teach.
And you made it
And
through it, so.
yeah, for sure. So, like, I use the things that I went through as a testimony, of course, so
Yeah.
I can be able to teach, or so I can be able to write.
Right.
So, in that sense of what we're talking about, right? So
Mm-hmm.
manipulation and control. One of the
Mm.
signs that you can realize that you are too a victim of narcissistic abuse. The narcissist may use manipulation, gaslighting is a huge thing, or other tactics to control and undermine your perception of reality.
Mm-hmm.
This is an
It's
interesting subject
so
because
sad.
it is. It really is that there are people out there like that. I mean, it just has to be a miserable existence because who you don't really get to. They constantly need like a supply to continue the sickness that they have.
Right.
So it's like, when are you ever happy?
Yeah. Oh my
And
God.
I got such a big heart. I almost feel bad for them. I mean,
Right.
not feel bad for them, but like pity them. Like,
Yeah.
you're never
It's
happy.
pitiful. Like, why are
Yeah.
you acting like this?
Yes, for sure. So another way, right? Constant criticism.
Constant.
Constant
Nothing is ever good
criticism.
enough, right?
Nothing's
Because
ever good enough. They can't make you feel like you better than what you think that you are, right? Then
right.
that will give you too much power. So they frequently criticize and belittle you, making you feel inadequate or unworthy. I remember experiencing those types of emotions as well, and it surprised me because I'm like, Nico,
This ain't you.
this ain't you, boo.
Yeah.
Come back, come back. But an emotional roller coaster. So they definitely will take you through that.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who is watching this, when you hear these things happen, like when you hear us speak of these things, if it relates to you or not.
Right.
Because the signs are very, very, very red.
Girl.
They're not.
They're blaring, blazing. Like,
They cherry blossom red. Okay.
yeah, it's nothing that you're just coming up with in your mind. This
Yeah.
is actually, this is very obvious. It's overly obvious.
Yes. Yes. That's right. It don't count. It sure don't. Not to me, God, nobody. We don't talk about this. But for the sake of raising wisdom, where wisdom is free, I am freely giving out some info and some game. Okay,
Right.
so you don't have to deal with the situation.
At all. You always have a choice to get out of it.
That's right, Shani.
What they say, isolation. They do try to
Mm-hmm.
isolate. That's the first thing they try to do, actually, from the beginning.
Mm.
Like during that love bombing. So
Yeah,
that they can love bomb you, they have to isolate you from everybody that can speak sense into you, or actually point them out or call
good.
them
No,
out.
right. They can't have that.
Mm-mm. Because they got to be sneaky about it. Like, they can't just be out in the open with it, because then they won't be able to get the things that they want.
Making you dependent on them for emotional support. So you don't have anybody else that you can go to, cry to, any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
It's
them.
called a source. No, a supply.
Supply.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it's called.
So whoever their victim is at the time is their supply, because they're kind of like a parasite, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because once their host, if you will, um
Wakes up
kind
and gains
of, yeah, wakes
consciousness.
up and catches on to like what's happening, then they move on. Shoot, they probably already had somebody already, to be honest. They already plotting on,
Yeah.
Who's
Because
next.
they are strategic now. They don't, like,
Yes, it's weird.
they have little explosive, what would you call it?
What? Outbursts?
Yes. So their outbursts are never just something that happens. Their outbursts have been calculated.
Mm.
Because that's just how sinister they are.
Yeah.
Like, they actually sit back and study this stuff and research you. Like, they're looking at you and taking notes and like, okay, he like this or she like this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and morph into that right quick for them,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna pull
Where
it
that
away.
worked this time, I'm gonna try that again because that
They're
worked last time.
crazy. They are psycho.
Borderline sociopath. I think I read that somewhere.
The people who are not trying to get help for it, because there are some that we were talking about, it can be genetics, right? So, and they may try to go get help for it, but the ones who live in it and are happy, they're not happy in it, but they live in it and they feel that they're thriving, are the psychos.
Oh yeah, for sure. So like, so far we have, signs to recognize if this is something that you are going through, and don't take it lightly, because this is another reason why I wanted us to address this topic, because it's so widely used.
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of tossed around sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to mislabel somebody a narcissist, because it's a pretty heavy label to put on someone.
Very heavy label.
Right. So you definitely want to recognize if this is something that pertains to you or a situation that you may be dealing with, so that you can seek help when necessary or where necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So far we have manipulation and control, constant criticism, emotional roller coaster, isolation, and then there's projection.
The projection, girl. What?
Oh, God, that is exhausting.
Yeah.
Projection, period, is exhausting.
That's one of those outbursts that you would think from a normal person is coming out of nowhere. But this person is strategically placed. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Tit for tat, just trying to like do things to like frustrate you and confuse you. So they project their own faults onto you.
Mm-hmm.
Blaming you for their problems and inadequacies. So something a characteristic that you may not exhibit at all. I mean, seriously, you will be questioning yourself.
Yeah.
If you're in a position to where you were like questioning yourself, like, am I? You've known you all your life, right? And you're constantly questioning, am I this way? Like, am I? You know that they are the ones that are displaying rowdy behavior, you know what I'm saying? Abusive behavior. Yeah. However, somehow with this magic that comes along with this situation with MPD, they will manipulate it to where it's projected back onto you. And then you are questioning yourself,
right,
along with the gaslighting and all the other things that are thrown into this bowl of toxicity.
Right.
You know, you eating out the bowl, trying to figure out, why does this taste so sour at the end? It started out good, but you know, it's not continuing that way.
Because they isolated you, you only have yourself to really talk to. Like, you don't really have that family and support or friends around you, because they more than likely did some stuff to put a wedge between your relationships, so that you are distant from them, so you can't really just reach out to them.
I when we talk about this, I look back on that Nico, because I evolve consistently. So that Nico, poor baby, goodness gracious, I'm so glad we know better. It is validation. Your feelings and needs are consistently minimized and dismissed by the narcissist. Like, you ain't nothing, everybody. Like, it don't matter, you know, whatever you got going on, you know, all of that stuff.
So it's like, okay, why are you there then? Like, if they project everything onto you, right? These bad ways of them blaming issues all the time. They're isolating you. They have these emotional roller coasters, and they're constantly criticizing and manipulating. To me, as that person receiving that type of treatment, it's like, why am I here? Like, if I don't do nothing right, why am I with you? So that's how.
Why are you with me?
That's why I would look at that situation and be like, okay, well, it's nothing that I can do for you. Like, I can't make you happy. You upset all the time. To me, that's time to walk away. But some people get stuck in it because I don't know why. I have no idea.
I guess, like, for me, I think when I was going through it, when you're in it, it's like, I guess, like any abusive situation, when you're in it, you view it differently, because you're not on the outside looking in. You have to place yourself on the outside to look into your own situation.
The gaslighting, and
the manipulation, the love bombing, and it's continuous cycle. You know, that pattern, until you're realizing, wait a minute, oh look, we did this before already. Like, this is a pattern. You have me on a merry-go-round. I miss my family. Like, I can't talk to anybody. I don't feel like myself anymore. That's what it was like for me. I was just like, this is crazy. I am losing myself. I'm not happy. I don't remember. I don't even remember what I like doing anymore, because I was consumed with these things. And because I am the person I am, I'm over here thinking, like, you know, I'm just trying to figure it out, or save my marriage, or that don't count. Okay, so let's call it. We're gonna call it something else. We're gonna call it marriage, because
that person knew that you actually valued family life. So they took advantage of that. Yeah, they know what to say and do.
Exactly. So they kind of emulate or mirror the things that you're looking for, the things that you want, and kind of camouflage into whatever that is, just to be able to have you a supply for as long as they can have you for that. So there's a cycle of idealization and devaluation. I don't know why I can't talk tonight, y'all. So narcissists often alternate between idealizing you and devaluing you, creating confusion and instability in the relationship. If that ain't true, I don't know, y'all. But that is so true. Let me get through this so we can get on to ways that you know it's safe to leave the situation. So guilt and blame as well. This is another sign. You often find yourself feeling guilty or responsible for the narcissist's actions or emotions. You're making excuses for them.
I made him do that.
Yeah.
Why?
Like, oh, well, I probably shouldn't have, you know, a mess. A mess. Fear and confrontation. You may avoid confronting the narcissist due to the fear of their anger, retaliation, or emotional manipulation. And I remember that very, 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 very vividly for sure. It was like walking on eggshells because you don't, like a person like, I don't like confrontation. I will bring the smoke when necessary.
Right.
That's just a person. Yeah, I can't help it. You asked for it. But I'm not gonna just be volunteering smoke.
Right.
I'm not just gonna be, looking for confrontation. I don't like all of that extra stuff. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, they enjoy it thoroughly.
Yeah, they having fun.
They having fun. You they little plaything. It's nothing more,
exactly
nothing less. It's nothing more, nothing less. You cannot think or add humane feelings to this person. I like to call it an entity.
That's what it is.
For sure, because that spirit is having fun.
They don't have feelings.
That's what it is.
They don't have feelings. Like they know how to imitate very well. They can pick up any.
He's so miserable.
They can pick up any personality and imitate it. That's Raiden. That's Raiden.
Me?
Yeah.
High vibrations. What's that, Raiden? Yes. So now that we went through those, hopefully if you are in a situation like that and you just heard all those signs, then let's look at how to know when it's safe to leave the situation. Because, and I say safe to leave because I'll take my situation as an example. I don't mind telling my stories for the benefit of others. It was abusive, physically abusive.
And he got you a gun?
Oh yeah, I got 3 on, baby.
So he got you a gun.
No, that was games. So keep in mind, I why Levi is so amazingly special is because I had a miscarriage on May 11th, which was Mother's Day.
Right. Oh.
Right. That year. Right?
Okay.
And when it was happening and all of that, and I was calling for him. He had me blocked. He was away. Right? Yeah. So I called his mom. And I'm like, listen, I'm having a miscarriage. I'm just trying to find out what's going on. Because I was trying to, be in a safe, in a good space in my head.
Right.
Anyway, he ends up showing up late, drunk, talking about he went to a party first.
Girl.
And had a gun. Yeah, and had a gun and was like, look at this, like laughing. I done bled out. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but I have to laugh my own pain. It's not funny. I'm just like,
side, or were you still over there?
Huh?
Were you stateside or were you in St. Thomas?
Oh yeah, no, I was stateside. I was definitely stateside.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened. So yeah, like I was saying, that it can be abusive. And he was physically abusive. There were times when he would love bomb me. Hey, baby, let's go out. We would dress alike. He would put a bunch of money in my hand. Go do this, go do that. And we would go out and he would say something crazy to me. And I'm like, don't talk to me like that. And I remember he pushed me across the floor in the club. I fell to the ground. Sure did.
In front of people?
Everybody.
What did you do? Girl, what did you do?
I left.
Oh my God.
I left. Because first I was embarrassed. I was like, oh my God. I was like shaking. I couldn't believe that just happened to me.
Girl, I can't imagine that.
Believe that just happened to me. I was shaking. So yeah, that was one of the indicators where I was like,
was that the first time he did something physical?
Crazy?
Though? Yeah.
No.
Well, not crazy, but physical.
No.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know him
He
for
was
a
like,
reason.
he was, strong army. But that's neither here nor there. Because don't nobody worry about that fool. He's somewhere living with his mama. Not to say that if you live with your mama, it's wrong. But I'm just saying that he ain't got shit going for him. I'm sorry.
That could
Nothing
be
going
why
for him.
he's that
I
way.
know it is because, like, his mom coddled him a lot.
Really?
Yes.
So his wasn't
But there's
the
a,
abusive.
Sonny, there's a lot of people like that, like, grown men, their mama still. I given the fact that we're single mothers, some of us, being single
Yeah.
mothers have experienced
Yeah.
that, especially when you have boys. It's like the job is a little bit more intense
It is.
because not that you have to act like a man or anything
No,
like
you
that,
gotta
but you got
play
to be more
both roles.
stern.
You gotta play both
Yeah,
roles.
you can't just be like baby and the boy.
No.
It's a
So
boy.
yeah, I do not coddle. A little girl, maybe I may coddle her.
Yeah.
Maybe because she needs more nurturing. But boys, they're born men to me, so I'm not about to coddle you. I'm gonna give you that love and affection that you need, but I'm not about to baby you. I
Oh,
can't
yeah, yeah,
stand.
yeah. There's a time for everything, and when that baby stage is done, it's done. That doesn't take away from the love
Yeah.
that's given from a mother naturally. However, I can't pick you up every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
So, well, okay. So would that be like the movie Baby Boy? Would that be that type of syndrome? Like, because he was kind of
He was a
narcissistic.
little, yeah, he was a little touched.
He
Honey.
felt that the world revolved around
Revolved
him.
around him.
He didn't care about her emotions and stuff. Like he would
Mm-mm.
sometimes, like for a second, but then he would continue doing the stuff that he did.
I'm sorry, I
What?
keep thinking about when he got jacked up. I
by
can't.
the dude, the mom's boyfriend.
Yes, high vibrations. Welcome to Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free.
Hey, girl.
So, like, look, yeah, you might, yeah, that could, I don't know. I never thought about it like that. But because, okay, so let's tell these people what they need to be doing. Run, okay? You need a support network. If you have a support network of friends, family, and professionals who are aware of your situation and ready to assist you, it can be a critical factor in leaving safely. Financial independence. Sometimes people will find themselves in a situation when they're married to a narcissist, they're raised by a narcissist, and you don't really have control over finances the way that you would have if you were not dealing with this person. If you have a degree of financial independence or access to resources that can help you establish your own living situation or cover essential expenses, it can make leaving safer as well. Child. Safety planning. If you've developed a safety plan with guidance from a domestic violence advocate or a counselor, which includes steps to ensure your physical and emotional well-being during and after leaving, is a good sign. And trust your instincts, y'all. Trust
Yeah.
your instincts and judgment. And if you feel that staying in the situation is dangerous to your well-being, it's a strong indicator that it's time to leave. And I guess I'll say that, we need to trust ourselves just in any situation, in any relationship. We need to listen to our gut. We need to trust ourselves.
Yeah.
And stop making excuses for bad behavior.
Yeah.
For sure. Because when you're in situations to where you're vulnerable to the power of someone else, people don't realize that emotional abuse is just as challenging to deal with as, physical.
Yeah.
It's not, it's very
Sometimes it's
damaging.
worse.
It's very, very
Emotional abuse.
damaging.
Remember the movie For Colored Girls?
Mm-hmm.
Or that's based off of the play?
Of course, I love the movie.
So I guess the
Are you
extreme
doing the bending?
the extreme illustration of a narcissist would be Michael Ealy's character in that movie.
Oh wow, I didn't
That's
think of
an
that.
extreme example of narcissism.
You're gonna have me watching For Color Girls again.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna be crying watching it. It's
I
so
cry every single
sad.
time. It's
It's
so
so sad.
freaking sad. Oh God,
Like,
that part is so sad. I don't feel like crying because I just put my eyelashes in. Yeah.
but with like anything, you can get through it.
Yeah.
There's always that support network, like you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Because isolation is the number one thing that they try to do. That's the first step that they try
Mm-hmm.
to take. So just make sure to keep your friends and family near and dear so that they can help you out of how to recognize situations like that and help you out. You don't tell the person, I'm leaving you. So that's one thing that I don't know if it's because I grew up watching a lot of Lifetime movies or what. But my mom always said, you do not tell a person I'm leaving you if they're crazy, because they can do some stuff, damage if not end your life.
Yeah, for sure.
To leave safely, have that circle of support and just leave. I'm gonna keep going back to movies because people need illustrations. So what's love got to do with it? When Anime left that first time with those kids,
Mm-hmm.
she should not have called her mama because her mom was the one that told him where she was at.
You know what? High vibrations, guys. Yeah, she was one of them. She was part of it. She was definitely part of the problem.
Yeah.
You,
So
you know.
no. Don't tell them that you're leaving. Just go to be safe and make sure that that network that you're communicating with is just as safe and that they
Yeah.
didn't put you in that situation for their own personal gain. Sometimes they'll see you being abused, but they know that that person has money or resources
Yes.
to help them out. So they're going to
Yeah.
make sure to keep you in that situation.
And if you can't really get rid of him or her or them, call your girl. Okay, I got a few herbs for that. Moving right along. Well, I mean, I'm glad that we had this conversation because it is important, and it's a lot of people that are dealing with this that either don't recognize it or don't know how to move forward. Don't know how to get out of it, and or people that may recognize that they are dealing with these issues for whatever reason. And I don't know if I can necessarily say that I've ever come across a narcissist that was like, oh, I need help. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I don't think I've met one in person. I've just seen like a few shorts or something on YouTube of a person who has, NPD, and they, go to counseling and therapy and all of that. So they're trying to help other narcissists come out of that. But I haven't met anybody in person.
That's interesting. I'm gonna see, I'm a YouTube guru. Yeah. I'm gonna check that out and see what I can find.
Right.
Also, I want to leave you guys with I mentioned a book. I wrote a book. Throughout my healing process, I took certain steps, especially to do some shadow work within myself to figure out how I kind of allowed someone to infiltrate my reality. And to have the power, how did I give them the power, yield my power for them to run amok in my world? Right. So I wrote a book called Reset. It's a work journal, reclaiming your power after narcissistic abuse. Looks like this. Okay. And there are some things, just like I shared with you, I'm an open book, very much transparent. So there in the book, there are some examples that I give, just to be relatable to you, so that you're not, how you get a book, one of those self-help books or something like that, and they're kind of talking at you. I didn't want it to be like that because I'm your friend. So I wanted to speak in a space where I'm also giving a certain level of vulnerability and you're getting a glimpse that I feel you,
So
because I've been through
more
it too.
it's interpersonal.
Definitely, for sure. And it's not all about me. You're only going to get glimpses of examples. This workbook journal is all about you,
Yeah.
doing your shadow work, looking at different things. For instance, your boundaries and all of these things. It comes with quotes, and yeah, you'll love it. So I'll put that in a link below, because this is ID, but we're gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, Sean, and before we go, Shawnee, you want to make your announcement now? Or you
may as well. May as well. So everybody, I have been accepted into a class that is going to be for 12 weeks. This is to further advance my career. So I'm going to take it because this opportunity does not come all the time, especially if they're paying you to do it. I'm not paying them. They're paying me. So that's another stream of income. So I will not be able to come in on the lives on Wednesdays. I will continue to do the studio sessions because we do those on the weekend. So I'll still be available for that. So Nico is going to switch some things up. She'll have some special guests, and yeah, they'll be sitting in for me until I come back in February, possibly. So,
yes.
yeah.
My girl is leaving me only for a short time. She's not leaving for good. But we will have Shawnee for next week as well. So make sure that you're tuning in. We're going to talk on something special. We're going to talk on something special, being that the next time you guys will see her for sure is going to be our studio sessions.
Yeah. But we'll work all of the logistics of it out.
We sure will, to make sure that you guys are seeing Shawnee Poo as frequent as possible. And also, you can also check her out on the Shawnee View, because she does put things up on her channel.
Yeah, I do.
So I have some affirmations for this topic. Hope you guys learned something.
Yeah.
Because this isn't necessarily our normal. However, it's necessary. I'm over it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So I have 3.
Okay.
Okay. So I have the strength to heal from past wounds and create a brighter future. I have the strength to heal from past wounds and create a brighter future. I am resilient, and I can overcome the effects of narcissistic abuse. I am resilient, and I can overcome the effects of narcissistic abuse. Okay, because narcissistic abuse ain't no hope, y'all, for real. It's just not. When you in it, it's like, and that, again, that goes for just abuse, period. You know what I'm saying? Where you're in it, it's almost like you don't recognize yourself. And then, all praises to the Most High, you're able to be delivered from it. You don't even recognize who that person was. So I definitely empathize with those of you who may be going through it, or want to dive deeper into this because it might be a factor into your life. And pray that you're delivered from it immediately, effective immediately. Okay. And the last one is, I am in control of my own life and decisions, and I choose empowerment. I am in control of my own life and decisions, and I choose empowerment. That right there will help you set you free and elevate you into a different existence, so that you don't have to be subjected to such belittling and obnoxious behavior from individuals who are already broken.
Right. That is true. This was a good topic to touch on, because even though we are all more familiar with the term, a lot of people still experience the treatment from it. So if you have been a victim of it, or if you do suffer from NPD, go to therapy, because it's very deep. It's very deep. So you're
Yeah.
gonna have to unpack all of that stuff
Yeah.
to be able to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to be an advocate, because even though I do podcasts and stuff, my education is sociology and psychology. So I actually do have a degree in this, y'all. I watch TikTok and YouTube and stuff, but I actually did study this.
Mm-hmm.
But we have reached that time.
We already.
In a world where gossip rules, we are grateful that you've come back to shine your gems here on Raising Wisdom, where wisdom is free. So have a joyful and prolific rest of your week, and love with light. And good night.
Good night. Peace, love, and light.
Don't ever be afraid to seek help. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or text START to 88788.